The ability to think in English is something you can develop. I get emails and questions from students asking about how do I stop translating in my head. In this video, we're going to use both photos and video footage to help get you thinking in English, to exercise that muscle, to help you bypass the need to translate it from your own language into English. And we do this in 3 steps. Step 1, name it. We're going to look at photos and I want you to name the object in the photo. Then, step 2, make a sentence. Take that object, make a sentence out of it. So we're building upon naming, make a sentence, and then step number 3, describe it. In this step, we'll use mostly video to illustrate this step. Now, let's do an example. I'll show you a photo. I'll point to an object in the photo. I want you to name the object. For this example, pineapple. Next, I'll show you the same photo with the same object. Now, I want you to make a sentence based on your object. There is a pineapple on the table. Now, are you ready to practice with another photo? Let's do it. In this photo, name the object the arrow is pointing to. So, how did you do? Did you know the names of all the objects in the photo? Let's go over them one at a time. In this photo, we started with stove. Then we moved to oven, refrigerator, dishwasher, counter, microwave, espresso machine, faucet, thermostat, placemat, paper towels, water and ice dispenser. Now, if you didn't know all those vocabulary words, no problem. Write them down on a piece of paper or in your notebook. This way, you'll have them and you can study them whenever you need to. Now, let's take it up a notch and make it a little more complicated. Let's use the same photo, but this time, I want you to make a complete sentence from each one of the vocabulary words. And the sentence doesn't have to be long or complicated. Something similar to, there is blank in the kitchen. I see blank in the kitchen. So now, let's run through the photo again, and I want you to make a sentence for each vocabulary word. Let's go. Wonderful! How did that work out for you? Were you able to make enough sentences? They don't need to be complicated. You can make sentences such as, I see a stove in the kitchen. There is one refrigerator in the kitchen. The espresso machine is in the center of the kitchen. Did you feel that exercise was a little more challenging? Having to make multiple sentences in English without much time to transition from one sentence to another sentence? This is the process of exercising that mental muscle where you're speaking English directly, thinking in English directly. There's not much time in between vocabulary words to do much translation. Then, when we talk about creating a sentence from each vocabulary word, there is even less time to be translating in your head. And as you use this video and practice with it, you will become faster and more proficient at thinking in English. Let's try another photo. Let's start with step number 1. Name the objects. Great! How did that work for you? Did you know all of the objects? If you did, wonderful! If you didn't, let's go over them right now. We started with asparagus. Then we moved to parsley, and then lemon, then chili pepper, cherry tomatoes, eggs, garlic. Excellent. Next, let's go through each one and make a sentence based on the vocabulary word the arrow is pointing to. Let's go. Wonderful! Did you find creating sentences to be a little more challenging? Sometimes we run out of things to say. All the objects are on a table. What else can I say? Well, let's go over some examples. The asparagus is in a cup. The parsley is in a glass with water. The cherry tomatoes are in between the eggs and the chili pepper. The chili pepper is red. So there are sentences that can be made using these. And when you have to scramble to think about it real fast in English, it can be a bit challenging. Let's move on to step number 3. Describe it. And in this step, what I want you to do is to use all the English you can to describe the scene. As you describe the scene, try and come up with as many sentences as you can. Don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about perfect sentences. The point of this is to get you to speak as much English as possible. Watch this video and describe everything you see. How did that go for you? Did you find that a little more challenging? Having to come up with as many sentences in order to describe the scene? Let's take a look at this scene and go over some of the sentences you might have come up with. Now, what's happening in this scene? It looks like a family around a table. What are they eating? Are they eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner? It might be dinner because the adults are drinking wine. It could be lunch. Maybe it's even breakfast. But they're sitting around a table and someone stands up. Now, why is this person standing up? Or what is implied with this person standing up? She looks like she's giving a toast or maybe saying a blessing. She appears to be a little bit older. Maybe she's a mother or grandmother. But there is plenty to notice in this particular video. There are 5 people at the table. There are candles. The candles are lit. What are the children drinking? It looks like orange juice. Notice all the objects on the table, all the nouns, all the different types of food, the different dishes. How about the kitchen behind them? What do you see? Do you see the sink? Do you see the stove and the oven? These are all things to describe in this video clip. If you found this to be difficult and you're new to learning English, then I recommend just stating the vocabulary words. When you see people around a table in this video, just say the vocabulary words you can. Glass, table, man, woman. If you've been practicing English for a long time, then I challenge you to create as many sentences describing the scene as possible. And you can use this video multiple times. You can use it again and again to keep on noticing new things and keep on describing and creating new things. Learning to think in English is a skill you can build. It takes time and it takes effort, but you can do this. Let me know in the comments, did this video help you think in English? Tell me in the comments, I would love to hear. If you enjoyed this video, check out the links in the description. I created a free course that will guide you and give you more tips and ways to practice thinking in English. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.